Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about the early games. By early, I mean the first two matinee games. I've got a board made up for the next two matinee games, which are getting started pretty much now. But let's do this review first. This way you don't have to wait all day waiting for the review of these ones, and this way I can get tonight's review done in a relatively decent amount of time. I've already got the boards made up for that. We're all set. Let's go. First up, the game that just wrapped up, the Boston Bruins at home against Minnesota. And I would have qualified this as a trap game, but Minnesota's a pretty good team. Minnesota's record doesn't tell you that this is a good team. They should bounce back from this slow start. It was Fleury versus Ullmark. They had a nice tribute to Zdeno Chara before the game. Nice to see that. And then the Bruins got an early power play. So there you go. Boston, whoops, nope. So it's a shorthanded goal for Minnesota at 1:55. It's Duhaime from Dewar and Spurgeon. So it was a fast break goal. Duhaime gets the puck at the blue line and just races in and gets the goal. Coyle then had a shot that was saved. The rest of the power plays killed off. But right after it ends, Nick Foligno with his third of the season, he only had two last year, from Hall and Zacha at 3 minutes and 12 seconds. The Wild, though, they press. They draw themselves a power play. Boldy fires one wide on a rush. The Bruins clear. That power play is killed off. The Bruins then press. The shots are 4 apiece at 7.5 minutes. Riley has a chance saved as the Bruins press. Dewar has a rush shot that's kicked aside. Lauko then had a 3-on-2 chance. That was held. And then it's Pastrnak. He puts Boston in the lead from Hall and Krejci at 12:45. That's already the fourth goal of the season for Boston's Pastrnak, and we're only 6 games into the year. Frederick then can't bury one. The Wild clear. It looked like Boston might be ready to blow them out in this one. Didn't really happen. Addison then has a shot held as the Wild push. Spurgeon has a screenshot that's held with 3:06 left. The Bruins go to the power play. Coyle can't bury one. The Wild clear it out. Let me just go ahead and change one thing here because I realize there's one thing that's wrong on the board at this point. And I will make sure that that's fixed before we get there. So yeah, Coyle can't bury one. The Wild clear it out. Shorthanded, Foligno rush defended. That power play is killed off. We roll into the second period with Boston ahead 2-1. And the early press was for the Bruins. Rossi nearly buries nearly buries a rebound. The Wild press at 5.5 minutes. They're kept to the outside, but at 6:41 on a face-off win, Lindholm with a nice goal from Grzelcyk and Smith. So Grzelcyk back in the lineup and on the score sheet. There you go. It's 3-1. Smith then had a rush chance. Fleury holds on that. Bruins get a power play. That's killed off by the Minnesota Wild. Zuccarello then had a rush chance that was defended. The Wild press was 7 minutes left. With 5:51 left, they get a power play. There's a shorthanded rush chance by Nosek. That was saved. He's pushed into Fleury on that one, so it's a scary-looking incident, but everybody's okay. And he was pushed in there. And then it's a power play goal. It's Boldy from Zuccarello and Foligno at 15:58. And then the Wild press to tie it. They had the momentum at that point. Hall was then denied on breakaway. Kaprizov has a chance that's held, and then there's some pushing after because you just got to let the guys know how you feel about them. Third period, the Wild press. Kaprizov fires one high. DeBrusk has a rush chance that's saved. The Bruins press. Hall has a shot that's saved. Smith was robbed on a 3-on-1. The Wild end up coming out of that with a power play. Boldy scores. It looked like a kick, and it's because it was a kick. So immediately they go to the replay, and yeah, it doesn't count. But we end up with 14 seconds of 5-on-3, undisciplined Bruins. And the Wild call a timeout before that. And then the Bruins go back into a 5-on-3 situation by taking another penalty. And so it's 58 seconds of 5-on-3 for the Wild. And all I could write there was, wow. Clifton was then denied on a break out of the box. So Boston did a good job of killing that off. There was a shorthanded 2-on-1 that misfired that actually finished the kill. Gaudreau then has a shot that's held, but Spurgeon ties the game at 15:29 from Zuccarello and Brodin, and it was a rebound chance that's buried. Bruins try to answer, but they're kept to the outside, and then with 37.5 seconds left, the Bruins get a power play. Pastrnak fires one wide, so that power play rolls over into the overtime. Pastrnak fires one wide again, so even though he's got those goals, he can have a lot more. The next Pastrnak chance was saved. The Wild finished the kill. Brodin then has a shot that's held, and then with 2:03 left in overtime, Kaprizov goes to the box. Bruins take a timeout before that. Bergeron fires one high. Hall's denied. Bergeron has a chance that's held, and then Hall. Eventually, you're going to get one. It's a 4-on-3 power play. It's the second one of the overtime. Pastrnak and Bergeron with the assists at 3:49. Great cycle. And eventually a goal during what was, I think, the best game Fleury's played all season. So there you go. I make a video, and he gets all those saves. One thing I do have to change this too, because they hadn't updated the shot totals at the time I'm recording this. That's one thing about the night reviews. I can go through and make sure. But anyways, the shots in this one: 12-10 Boston in the first, 14-7 Boston in the second, 9-8 Minnesota in the third, and the overtime 9-1 Boston. Power plays will do that. Final shots 43-27 for the Bruins. Both teams go 1 for 5 on the power play, as Hall's goal was on the power play. Fleury saves 39 out of 43 in the loss. Again, his best game of the year. Ullmark saves 24 out of 27. All right. So that being said, moving along. The other game was San Jose in against New Jersey. Let me go ahead and turn that a little bit. There we go. So it's Kakkonen versus Blackwood. Early press by the Devils. McLeod to Hughes. Near miss there. Graves has a shot that's held. Good start for the Devils. The shots are 3-2 in favor of the home team. 6.5 minutes into this one. Back-to-back Devils icings as the Sharks start to push back. Game settles in. Few openings for either. You could tell these teams really wanted this win today and were trying not to make errors. And also, early games, the early matinee games, can sometimes feel like that too, where there's not a lot going on. The Devils get a power play. Woods has a rush chance that's saved as that comes to an end. Bastian nearly scores on a turnover, and there was some debate about whether or not Bastian was going to play today. Crossbar then for Bratt as the Devils press. There's pushing after a hold by Blackwood. With 45.3 seconds left, the Devils get a power play. So that rolls over into the second period where the Sharks finish the kill. There were 2 shots for the Devils on that. Then there's a near miss for Hamilton on what was a sharp angled chance. Palat's driving a lot of this pressure by the Devils at this point. Shimmick then has a blast that's held as San Jose presses back. Wood was robbed in close. Miles Wood off to a good start this year. The shots are 5-2 for New Jersey at 6.5 minutes. Lindblom then has a shot deflect high as they press. Benning has a blast that's held. The Sharks, they get a power play. Hischier scores. It looks like a kick. And the review says, yes, so both games had goals taken off the board for kicks. And so the kill finishes, and the fans are chanting, "Ref, you suck," which the announcers rightfully pointed out. The ref didn't make that call. Toronto did. The ref said it was a goal. What are you yelling at him about? Hughes is then denied on a spin move, but Sharon Govich with a very nice chance on a turnover. He scores at 13-21. That's his first goal of the season, probably the first of many. Things then get pushy after a hold by Kakkonen. The Devils press with 6 minutes left. Svechnikov has a chance that's saved, but the Devils get a power play because Svechnikov, goalie interference on that play. And the Devils score to make it 2-0. It's Mercer from Hischier and Bratt at 15:43. Mercer buries his own rebound there, and so that's nice. But the 2-goal lead doesn't last. You know what 2-goal leads are in this league? They're just not very good anymore. So LeBanc scores from Harrington and Lindblom at 16:15. He blasts that one on a rush. So late in the second period, the Sharks are back in it. Devils try to answer. Ball has a shot that's held. Howla with a fast break. That was saved. We're going to the third period with New Jersey up 2-1. In the third period, early press for San Jose. The shots are only 1 apiece at 4.5 minutes. And again, it's an early matinee game, but this again is 2 teams trying not to make those errors and trying to keep themselves, keep their heads above water here. Tatar is a blast that's saved as they cycle. The Devils starting to take control again at that point. There was no room for the Sharks in the Devils zone when they did get opportunities. Hughes fans on an opportunity near the net. There was a good back and forth as the Devils seemed to be just looking at the clock and just trying to kill it off. Good strategy. But with 4:19 left, the Sharks get a power play. And then the Sharks pull the goaltender with 3:20 left to make it a 6-on-4. And with 2:50 left, they call a timeout to discuss what strategies may be needed. And so everything's killed off. We had a post for Erik Karlsson away from a tie here. LeBanc has a screenshot that was saved, but in the end, New Jersey holds on. They win 2-1. They've won 3 in a row. They're 3-2 on the season. For San Jose, tough loss. They're now 1-6 on the season. The shots 10-6 New Jersey in the first, 20-8 New Jersey in the second, and then in the third, San Jose outshoots them 8-7. Final shots 37-22 for the Devils. Power plays San Jose 0-2, New Jersey 1-3. Hits 35-25 San Jose. Kakkonen saves 35 out of 37. Blackwood saves 21 out of 22. So there you go. You guys are all caught up on today's games, the early ones anyways. And now I got 2 more to watch. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. If you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.